Hello and welcome back to Chapter 7, Lecture number 52. So in the previous lecture, we applied we grown a branch on the towers and the runes, and we added ivy on it. And in this lecture, I want to focus on the reed in the scene. So let's get started and let's add it. So left click on the water plane. Yes, there it is. So one more thing, I'd just like to click on the ivy and just hide it to have speed. And yes, so left click on the water, and we're going to add more details. Go for subdivision surface, and I like to hide the trees to speed up the viewport just for now. Go for simple and a viewport detail of 6. Apply it and add more subdivisions. There you go. Now we can weight paint. So go to object data and read underscore long. Alright, we zoom in and we start painting. Not everywhere, you just want you don't want read in your terrain. So be aware of that. Make it smaller. Just focus on the front. So some emptiness there, and then you continue right there. I think there should be more emptiness right there. Perfect. Bring this back and lower the radius, and we continue. And you want some over here. And on the other side, you want some. And there. And there. Let's add some reed on this corner. I love it. So there you go. Object mode. So let's go to particle system and call this long reed. Long reed. I love it. Go for hair, advanced. Let's use a start value of 2000, and you want to have randomness in it. You want to use rotation, Y value, and go for collection. And read large. And then we go to the density, read long, and we quickly go for the texture. So we do all these adjustments, and then we go back for fine-tuning. And read far. We go to the texture tab, long read far. That's good. It's not in displacement. It's good for checking. So we want to have a run eye and do 0.05 and an influence of, let's go this time for a bit more heaviness, less heaviness, 0.8. Okay, can you see now there is sort of curviness? So easy and just so powerful that it is. And go back to the particle system. We want to increase the size, so go for something like this. Alright, a little bit of randomness, 0.05. Okay, just to start with, we first have to find out if this fits our expectation. A reed can be long. There's nothing wrong with long reed. Alright, so we have the reed, and there's something else I'd like to add. First, lower this foreground a little bit. Just a little bit frustrating about the looks. There you go. Here as well. And there. I want to see more of the water. Yes, nice reed. So I want to add dead leaves on the water plane. So what we'd like to do right now is appending some leaves that we can put on the water. And these looks a little bit, whoa, it's twisted. I lost my reference. Different than these brown leaves. I like to use these ones, and I put these in a separated blend file, and I'm going to append these and import it in the scene. You can find this in the lecture download. So go to File, Append, and this is chapter 6 if I'm right. I go back, this is my library, and I have water leaves. So you model these, but I saved the blend file when we worked on it, and I put this in a collection called this water leaves. And where are these water leaves? We can now use it for a different purpose. Yeah, I think it's just appended on the bottom. Yes, there they are. Just put them right there. And we have to check where the origin is. Modeling point. Yeah, the origin is right there. So that's the only tweak I created. The origin was original there, but I needed it to have it there to put it on the water. So we have them right there. We go to the water plane. We go to the object data, and I want to have water leaves. Alright, so now we just hide the read and object weight paint. Let's put these, let's enable the trees again, because we want to know why are all these open sort of, and why. Yeah, it's just weird, isn't it? Twigs, trees, there you are. Organization, and back. So loading the trees takes some time. Well, there they are, but it's still freezing. Alright, it is not. So we can paint on the water and increase the radius. We want to have these areas filled with leaves. So there, and like that. You want to have some areas where no leaves are. I mean, just for the realism. Don't paint inside the terrain, because there will be leaves, but they are not visible. So it's not good. So there you go. And on these areas as well. It doesn't really like it if I just do it all in once. And just random shapes, no straight lines, no dots. Don't do like that. Just a little bit randomly. Okay, and you can sometimes merge these because there are a lot of leaves on the water. And I like to sometimes just do a little bit like this, so it won't be that dense as you expect it, and then almost nothing. So like, whoosh, you will have some leaves on the outside borders. This is a sort of a quick trick that helps a lot. Alright, so let's take a look. I think we should have a little bit more weight on this area. More weight, not less. So there you go. Cool. Cool. Object mode. And we now go to the particle system and call this water leaves. Again, from a separated blend file, I imported these, and we can now use it as an overlay. Water leaves. Alright, you want to have hair, advanced. Oh, you know this work now. We have done it tons of times on the y-axis, and I don't want to touch that one. Go to render, and I want to see these water leaves. No. Oh, instant collections. Water leaves. We put them in the right vertex group. They are very small, so I like to make them a little bit bigger. So go for 7. and randomize them a little bit. This is the tricky part, because they are twisting, and that's too much. Okay, just want to do a twist them a little bit, but first increase the amount. So like go for 5,000. That's way too much. Let's go for 2,000 right now. Okay, just curious to add the randomness. There you go. It doesn't really matter if they are flipped in the water. They're just falling down. I'll go for 2,500. Oh, looks very cool. Alright, so we now can check. I think 2300 is better for the... Oh, that's Control Z. I wanted to change the read, but then I suddenly selected the water leaves. And we need to wait. Okay, so long read should be 1800. It feels it's too dense, even without seeing it. Alright, so I think we are ready for a new render. There's one thing I don't like, and that is we do not have a visibility on the read on this area. So let's remove this read long. For everything is a reason. Weight paint. Oh, I just want to remove it. And there you go. So it's much better. So we have some view right there. And you can remove this area because it's not in viewport. Alright. Just good. Object mode. And I think we go now. Oh, just select the tree. And I wanted to have this a little bit more right there, just slightly, but these things make sense. One thing on the roof that caught my attention is the overall look that I like to change, and I want less specularity, so a value of 0.03 to test it out. In my opinion, it was way too bright. Alright, so check if everything is set. Will be nice. Okay, we go for a render, and let's start to increase the size a bit more. We start with just a random, just push it upwards. As long as you have a nice perspective. Alright, so let's go for a render. And I hit F12. And we do a quick review after it's rendered. And welcome back. So we have this render. You can still can hear a lot of voice from my machine. It's rendered this image. So if you think what for sound is there in the background, well, that's my computer. Yeah, well, you can see the read over there, and the dead leaves on the water. They are a little bit hidden behind the small read. And there as well, but in the end it's looking better and better. So oh yeah, also the ivy on the building, I think I have to increase the size a little bit, but definitely going the right way. There is some white space, and that's the color of the branch. I have to tweak it, and I have to still put some ornaments on the small roofs. But we're getting there. We still have to do a couple of things more, but we're almost done, finished with the main scene. So see you in the next lecture. Bye bye.